Welcome to Cooper High School for Metro West Conference boys basketball. Tonight it's a Hawks versus Hawks matchup. The Chaska Hawks paying a visit here to take on the Cooper Hawks. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Greg Miller, the former Armstrong head coach. And Greg, when you look at since the Metro West was started, it's been these two teams that have won the titles. Chaska the first few, and Cooper won it last year. Right now, Cooper a little bit up and down. They've had some injury issues, but they would love nothing more than to knock Chaska out of first with a win tonight.
Yeah, and then last year they had some really competitive games, got really intense, I know, and so there's going to be a good rivalry here between these two, two at the top of this league, and this is a good basketball league, so to win this conference, you've accomplished something really good. So I look for this game to be very, very tough and physical, and also with a lot of skill on the court.
Cooper, we said, dealing with some injuries, some illness too, and their coaching staff just hoping that, okay, we can get things healed up and ready to go and have, kind of full strength come March. And right now it's just been an issue night in, night out. They haven't had their full lineup to work with. Yeah,
that's a tough thing. Everyone has to deal with it to an extent. Sometimes you get a little lucky and you don't have that. But all that matters really for Cooper is that they have them healthy towards the last couple weeks of the season into the playoffs. Bo Powell, he always gets his teams ready to play in the playoffs. He's had good runs, been to state tournament. He's been coach of the year in the state of Minnesota when he's at Park Center. So he knows what it takes to get his team ready, and they're always good at the end of the year. Chaska, on the other hand, they've been playing a ferocious schedule. I've seen them play us several times, and they've had some really big wins, and they've had some tough losses against good teams, and they're probably in the best section in the state in 4A this year. So it should be a great matchup today.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's contest, and wasn't terribly difficult to pick out the guy for Chaska. Season long, but also for what he did against Cooper the first time around. Cole Nicholson went for 51, a school record.
Yeah, Cole Nicholson, he can do it all. We scrimmaged them last year, and he's this big guy, and he's making all these threes. I'm like, can he make those? And the kids are like, yeah, he can make those. And then this year he goes more inside, but the fact that he can play inside and out is what got him a Division I scholarship to Northern Colorado, who's actually having a really good year this year. So he's a heck of a player. Cooper's got to have a different game plan than just playing him one-on-one this time. I'm sure they're going to come after him in droves and double him and make him kick it out. But Chaska has shooters if you do that, so you got to pick your poison.
And for Cooper, we're going to talk about one of their seniors. They've got a lot of young, good players, but also some veterans, and Cam Vaughn is one of those guys. Obviously, the Vaughn name was pretty big around Cooper a few years back with his older brother, Rashad.
Yeah, and that would be tough coming and following a guy like that, but from what Coach says, he's a coach's dream. And he's a guy who does all the dirty work for the team, and he scores 14 points a game. He's kind of a slasher, gets tip-ins, plays defense, and that's Bo Powell's kind of player. That's what Bo likes. So I'm sure that any guy who's a tough-minded guy like that, is a good leader, is the kind of guy that's going to lead Cooper in the playoffs.
Obviously an important game when you're talking about the conference, but I think really for both teams too, Greg, when you get to mid-February, now's when you're thinking about really fine-tuning for that tough section play, and so I think coaches, maybe even more so than the outcome, are just looking at how are we getting things the way we want them for playoff time.
Yeah, there's only about 3 weeks left before section, so at this point in time, some of the teams who aren't in it really, some of those teams kind of have given up almost, but these two teams are both in it, and they're both going to try to make a run in sections. So yeah, you want to be playing well right now.
All right, it's Hawks versus Hawks, as we said. Chaska and Cooper, boys hoops action coming up next here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Cooper High School, the site for Metro West Conference boys basketball tonight, as the Chaska Hawks, who come in at 14-5, and they are tied for first in the conference, taking on the defending conference champion Cooper Hawks, a record of 10-8 this year and 4-4 in league play here in this 2018-2019 season. Starting lineups being introduced right now. And let's go over to the third member of our crew tonight, Allie Arlt.
Guys, the likelihood of Cole Nicholson scoring over 50 points again is slim to none. But the fact remains he's Chaska's biggest threat on the team, and Cooper knows it. So I asked Coach Powell what they plan to do tonight to contain him. He said the last time they met a month ago, they didn't make Nicholson work for it on the floor. They never tired him out. So tonight, the game plan is to rotate a different group of guys to guard Cole and wear him down. He said, we've got to tire him out so that he has no gas left in the tank and won't make those shots like he did in that last game. But for Chaska, they know Nicholson is their biggest weapon. So Coach Coleman says we'll be seeing other players stepping up tonight to help out Cole when that pressure is on, because one of Cole's biggest strengths is being able to find that open guy and get the ball out. Guys.
Thanks very much, Allie. Greg Miller, the former Armstrong coach, joining me for the call tonight. It'll be Cam Vaughn going up against the aforementioned Cole Nicholson here to get this tip started. We should see a pretty good pace to this game. Both teams like to get up and down a little bit, score some points. And Nicholson controlling the tip as he gets it back there to Zach Leah, and we are underway as Cooper man-to-man here to start things out.
Ready to go inside, but this time Vaughn knocks it away.
Jalen Miller getting the return pass here.
Yeah, when a guy scores 50 points, I guess the smart move is to go into him the next time you play, but Cooper had a little answer there.
Quincy Snoddy with it out on the wing, getting it over now to Jalen Miller. And a bounce pass, Jalen Justice, a shot fake, and he attacks and not able to finish. Seemed like a little bit of contact, but not enough to draw the foul call there. And Chaska coming back the other way now. Ben Coleman handling as the double arrives. Got rid of it. And here is an open look for Nicholson, and he hits. Cole Nicholson a three. He did not shoot threes in that win earlier. Didn't really need to, but he, as Greg said earlier, is very capable of making threes, and he showed it right there.
Yeah, a little unorthodox shot, but I've seen it in person where he can drain them. Cooper doing a little three-man weave action out top until they decide to attack one-on-one. They got some good quickness. Quincy Snoddy's a very quick player.
And Broderick Powell Jr. not quite able to get that one to drop, the sophomore talented point guard for Cooper. Pull up there will not drop for Zach Leah, and here come the Cooper Hawks. I'm going to have to catch myself a few times tonight. Yeah. They're both Hawks.
No. Yeah, I think that last shot, Chaska had a pull-up jumper. That's not what Coach Coleman wants, I don't think. I think they want to get to the rim or shoot the three. They kind of subscribe to that. Connor Krinos there guarding. Jalen Justice is a very good defender.
There's Cam Vaughn driving and scoring here for Cooper as he gets the first hoop of the game for Cooper's Hawks, and they are down now 3-2. Nice drive and dish, and the layup is good. Spencer Getz able to finish off the assist by Ben Coleman.
Ben Coleman is coach's son. He's a good player, smart player. He's a junior.
Jalen Justice, shot fake, trying to draw the foul. He gets the two-pointer to go as he got the defender in the air and was hoping to add a free throw to that, but didn't quite.
That was an acrobatic shot. Both the Jalen's can really shoot it.
Down low it comes, Cole Nicholson, a little up and under, and he knocks it down on the short baseline jumper.
Well, that time Cooper brought the double team from the guy who entered the ball into the post. But it wasn't enough. They didn't stay with the double team, just kind of went after it a little bit. And if they do that, it's going to be the same story, similar story to last game.
Back out here to Powell. And we get a push call there. Zach Leah will pick it up. Here is a look at the starting lineup, starting with the Chaska Hawks. Connor Kranos, Zach Leah, Cole Nicholson, Ben Coleman, and Spencer Getz there. Both of these teams have a lot of young players. We'll see court time. Snoddy, Justice, Miller, Vaughn, and Powell for Cooper as we come back the other way. And Kranos shooting it up, no good. And here come the Cooper Hawks. Vaughn looking to attack, and that one rolls out.
A good pace to this game. It should be a fun game. And there is some trapping. Cooper, the first time they played, Coach Coleman said they didn't do that, but they suspected it was going to come this time, and that gave Chaska a little bit of problem right there.
Yeah, the trap really hadn't even arrived yet. It was just kind of the idea that it was coming.
He panicked, yeah.
So a 3-point lead here on the road for Chaska. They're tied for first with St. Louis Park in the conference. Back out top it comes. Here's Jalen Justice with the floater, and it is good for 2. His second bucket of the game, and Cooper's within 1. And obviously when you're making buckets is when you can have a much easier time of setting up some pressure here, which they do.
Right. And that's way too easy. You can't just let a guy dribble down the court and shoot a one-footed layup. Coach Paul's not happy with that.
Zach Leia, the layup there. 9-6 lead here for Chaska.
You got 2 coaches' sons on the floor here, and both of them are point guards.
Vaughn's going to stop and shoot it up, no good. Rebounded by Leia.
Nice give and go there by Leia. Gets to Coleman in the corner. Doing a little play-by-play there, Jay.
Tipped around and a battle for it, and controlled by Getz as he chases it down. Now they go into Nicholson. Justice on him.
That's good defense.
Fadeaway wouldn't go, and you know, sometimes it's just a matter of making a guy shoot over you and contesting everything.
Yeah, you can tell that Nicholson's got some big-time pivots.
Justice knocks down a 3. He has 7 already, and the Hawks will, the Cooper Hawks anyway, battle back to tie it up. Deflection there, but a driving layup is good by Kranos there for Chaska.
Coach Powell prides himself on having teams that play really good defense. He cannot be happy with those kind of plays where teams just drive right down the lane on him.
Another look at that 3 from Justice there as the defender was reacting to a screen that was coming, and it kind of backed off and allowed him a little bit of room.
Yeah, that's not a smart move to do against Jalen Justice. You got to get on him, and sometimes you might be going to switch those screens, and so you don't know which way they're going to go, but they got to stay on him until the switch is made if that's what they're going to do.
Jalen Justice and Jalen Miller both headed to Pittsburgh State. They've been known as the Jalens around here at Cooper, and now they'll be the Jalens together in college as well.
And they, to me, they look like they could be brothers too. I see them shooting hoops all the time down in Northwoods Park.
And missed a pair right there, so the first free throws of the game for Cooper don't amount to any points. It's 11-9 Chaska. Nicholson posting up, and then it's turned over. It's an over and back, which in some ways might have hurt Cooper with a chance for a fast break the other way, but it'll be a turnover here against Chaska. Jack Frick, number 13, is reported into the game here for the Chaska Hawks, along with Luke Strazzani, number 12.
And Cooper is Damari Bankhead is in now. It gives them a little more size because Cooper is a very small team until they rely on quickness and shooting.
Yeah, now Damari Bankhead, that's one word you don't use to describe him as small. He's really their only inside guy. Nice drive and finish. Jalen Miller able to get the scoop layup to go, and we're even up at 11.
And the same thing, Chaska coach can't be happy either because Cooper's just getting to the rim at will as well.
Bankhead cutting him off. Nice pass back out though, and Nicholson's floater won't go. Vaughn out of there with it.
Yeah, Cooper's putting up some good resistance inside, walling up, making sure he's, like you said, he's got to shoot over a couple of hands.
3 from the left side won't go for Snoddy.
Yeah, Snoddy can shoot it a little bit. That's not his strength. His strength is getting to the bucket, but you got to keep him honest sometimes.
In for Nicholson. Bankhead coming over, no good, and it's a foul. It'll send him to the free throw line, and that time Miller gambled a little bit and didn't get the steal, and that kind of forced Bankhead into coming over with the help defense.
So that the strategy of Cooper is to have Bankhead on the weak side, which is a smart strategy, and play in the paint so that if they do front or gamble like that, at least they got a big man walling them up.
Nicholson's free throw good. He has 6 points. Again, if you're just joining us, he had 51 the first time these two teams played this season, and that's a school record at Chaska. And they've had some pretty good basketball players in the history of that school. Tollickson, a guy named Dave Dahlke, early 80s.
I remember him.
And definitely some other really good players, too. They had
Kowalski brothers.
Yes. And Coach was telling me that there were one of the guys who had come close to 50 was way back in the 60s, too.
Oh, okay.
Occasionally had guys back a long time ago, even without the three-pointer and the shorter games and all that, who really scored a lot. Here's a drive and great finish by Miller. Probably should have been an and one there, and he fought through it and got it to go with the left hand.
You can tell Miller's really gotten stronger since his sophomore year. He played varsity then too, but he's got some nice muscles on him now.
Pull-up attempt here, no good for Leah, and Bankhead the rebound. Cooper looking to take the lead. Miller is fouled this time, and Strazzani will pick it up.
Yeah, they can't stay in front of the Cooper guards.
Oh, it's going to be Frick rather than Strazzani who picks that one up. They do call it on the floor, though, before the shot, as you can see, kind of grabbed the shoulder a little bit. Into Bankhead. Bankhead wanting to attack, knocked away from him. No foul on that first one. And then he tried to give it over to B.J. Powell there, and it slipped through his hands.
Surprised there was a no call there. It looked pretty physical under there. You know, teams practice shell drill every day, helping the helper, helping each other on drives. And then so it's kind of frustrating as a coach sometimes when you get in the game and you just let people drive. And so both teams got to do a better job of rotating and helping. The team that does that, I think, is a team that will take some charges and will end up winning this game.
13-13 tie. Flip down low. Nicholson is fouled and will shoot free throws here as he got Jalen Justice on his hip a little bit there and just went up strong with that ball. He knew he was going to get hit, and he just went up through the arms of the defender there.
Yeah, I think he slipped that ball screen, and the weak side help was just a little bit late. And even if it comes, the weak side help is so small compared to this big fella that it's pretty tough to stop him.
There's a look at Coach Coleman, led the Hawks to the state tournament a couple of years ago, and John Jacobson, my coworker, was reminding me this morning how they nearly knocked off previously unbeaten Champlin Park in the quarterfinals that year.
We did that game, I think. Yeah, and I was, it was a crazy game. And then Champlin Park made that three-pointer at the buzzer.
And Bankhead battles it up and in.
That was a nice move right there. Nice touch under the hoop. A little 2-2-1 press by Cooper.
And we get a traveling call there. Not really in good balance as he was looking to make that pass. Here's a knock. And there you see Powell. Nice job. And Bankhead was going to go to the hoop no matter what. And the defender that time was like, I don't really think I want to step in and take the charge on Damari.
And it was good hands to catch that pocket pass right there. It's called a horns look that they were running right there. They can go either way off the elbow screens. They're trying to set up a crack in the defense where they can attack.
And Snoddy just tracks it down. Davion Evans, number 23, is in for Cooper for the first time, a freshman. They've got some ninth graders that they've called up recently that are probably going to see some time tonight. There's Snoddy pulling up and knocking it down. Nicholson driving it and then dishes off. And that pass hits the backboard. Great scramble by Powell to go get it.
Yeah, Cooper wanted the ball more right there. That's typical of a bowl coach team. Coach Coleman can't be happy with that. He's got to get his guys got to get on the floor too.
Three from the corner won't drop there for Kranos, and now here comes Cooper. They have the lead by 2. Vaughn giving it back out. Powell's going to launch a very long shot, and that one was a little too long as he just grazed the rim with it.
Yeah, when you have your son playing, and I've had the pleasure of doing that, it is kind of nerve-wracking every time they shoot it. And if they shoot an air ball, you're just like, you feel like everyone's looking at you. But you just got to coach them like they're anybody else. Ended up taking the son out right there, or is he leaving him in? Good. Yeah, you don't want to just yank him because he missed a shot, just because he's your son. You know what I mean? It's, you try not to think about it when you're coaching, but it's hard not to.
Bankhead getting a breather now, but gave them some good minutes. I mean, he provides something that really nobody else in the team is able to do with that big body.
Like right there. Yeah.
Nicholson up and in as he attacked inside, and we're even up at 17.
And Chaska is making no bones about what they're trying to do. It's just hard to stop.
Justice giving it over to Snoddy.
Cooper on the 5-out offense, spreading the floor.
Evans driving it.
Slid his pivot
get
foot,
a travel,
I think.
yeah. And Bo Powell, 4th season over here at Cooper. Of course, had a great run at Park Center and got to the state finals in 4A in 2013. Lost to Apple Valley, Tyus Jones and crew.
And that was a heck of a team.
Great effort by Miller. Whoa, as he plows through the ball rack.
And the ball rack almost slammed on his fingers.
Both coaches talked about, they like their young talent, but at times they play like young players too. So you look for that and a few mistakes that you don't want to see here and there, but you live with that. There's a 3 knockdown by Frick.
Yeah, you'll find turnovers and then bad shot selection is something that happens with young teams a lot. But these teams at this point, they're not as young. They've played almost a whole season now. So
pull up there won't drop for Justice. And Frick
got the roll.
Hitting it again, and that one, he used a lot of basket on that one.
Usually the Cooper rims aren't that friendly either. I grew up playing in these rims.
Powell whipping it down. Here's Evans. They work it quickly around to Miller, and he attacks and scores, plus a foul. Jalen Miller's shown an ability to really drive and finish with the left hand. And that time drew the contact as well, so he has a chance for a 3-point play here.
Great ball movement. They swung the ball, and then there's that gap that you can drive through. Yeah, that was great body control, great left-handed finish.
Third hoop for Jalen Miller in the game and trying to finish off this 3-point play.
That doesn't happen by accident either. Guys who can finish with their left who are righties, they've definitely worked on it on their own.
Nicholson whips it to the corner. Frick shooting it up again, no good. Nice rebound inside, but knocked away then
That's
from
what
Getz.
Osseo gets.
Now Nicholson looking to attack. Little fadeaway goes in and out, and Vaughn rebounds.
Yeah, if you're Cooper, you live with that shot. A fadeaway 8-footer, those are difficult to make, although he did almost make it.
Justice shot off the back of the rim and then crawls over the backboard and out. So Chaska ball again as they lead it by 4, and coming back in is Leah for Chaska.
Chaska doesn't go super deep. I think they play about 7 guys, but every guy they play is really good, and as you said, very young except for one senior.
Yeah, we may see Cole Nicholson's younger brother Brady, a 6'7" freshman.
Yeah, he plays generally, but in this game it'd be hard for anyone for him to match up with, so he might not get in there. I guess he could get in when the Bankhead's in, probably.
And a pull-up 3 is good there for Kranos as he hits his second field goal of the night. 4th made 3 for Chaska. Now they're up 7, biggest lead.
Kranos can really shoot it. I've seen him shoot it in some other games and really get hot.
Here's Powell attacking, no good. Rebound kept alive, but Chaska gets to it, and here comes Kranos for the layup. And a timeout taken here by Cooper.
Coach Powell's not happy with the officiating.
Let's go over now to Alley.
Cooper this year has been consistency, and a big factor in that has been illness and injury. Tonight is Jalen Justice's 3rd game back after missing 5 games to a high ankle sprain. And with him averaging 13 points a game, it was tough for the team to have him out for so long. And tonight, Coach says Justice's ankle is just still at about 85%. Tonight is also Broderick Powell Jr.'s 1st game back after missing 4 games to the flu. That was hard for him to bounce back from. And sophomore Majay Murray, who averages 6 points a game, he's out tonight, as well as senior forward Adrian Adams.
Thank you very much, Allie. And I guess you try to look at it as an opportunity for somebody else to step in and fill those minutes, but it is hard. I mean, it messes with your rotation. Besides just losing that good player, it kind of forces other people into different roles a little bit too.
That's true. I mean, when it does help you is when they come back. You know, when those guys got experience and everybody got some more experience doing something a little bit different, that can definitely help you as long as your team psyche is good if you might have lost a couple games because of the injuries. But that's the first real run of the game. It was real close, nip and tuck up until that point.
Chaska leading it by 9 as Powell walks it up to the front court here for Cooper.
A set play going on here, Cooper.
Here comes Miller on the attack again, in and out. Tip free, Powell gets it, but rushed it up there a little bit.
Powell's very athletic.
And he gets the steal here and he scores. He stayed with it.
Coach Powell thinks his son got fouled on that shot after he just got thought he should have had an and one.
Baseline jumper there, good for Getz as he gets the bounce again. So Chaska lead back to 9.
Getz comes from a family of ballers. I know a couple of them played college basketball, and then a sister also played college basketball. He's only a sophomore. He's a good player.
Baseline drive. Vaughn had it blocked from behind. Now they throw it ahead. Kranos runs it down.
Kranos' fingers are taped. I think normally he might have caught that and finished, but kind of bobbled it a little bit. Chaska's not afraid to run. They like to run.
Cole Nicholson for the reverse layup.
Yeah, he's got extreme skill and athleticism. And size. He's definitely one of the best players in the state of Minnesota. He was just one of the guys nominated for the McDonald Award, I know. I don't know about Mr. Basketball, but I know for the McDonald Award, he's in the top 20.
11-point lead here for Chaska. Here's Jalen Justice. Back across to Snoddy, who's returned to the lineup. Now Vaughn. Powell driving it. No good, but was foul. They'll get Ben Coleman for the foul.
Chaska not happy with that. They're complaining to the officials. They thought he went straight up. But I think there's some body contact there. Cooper with nobody on the free throw line. You don't see that very much. They're trying to set up their press, but a lot of shooters feel uncomfortable in that situation.
Powell misses. Boy, they have struggled at the line tonight. 0 for 4.
And that's always frustrating as a coach. Just something, you feel like you should be able to make those, but it's not easy. Watch enough Timberwolves and Gopher games, you know that.
Powell gets 1 out of 2, and Evans will come back into the lineup here for Cooper as they are down by 10 here. A little under 4 to go here in the first half. Metro West boys basketball on CCX. Vaughn getting a piece of that one as they tried to dump it inside to Cole Nicholson.
And Vaughn's got the assignment on Nicholson, tried to do a three-quarter front, and he did a good job of knocking it away. You can play 2 ways. You can play behind and try to double, or you can front.
Boy, Snoddy almost had a great steal there, but his foot on the sideline as he flipped it behind his back to try and keep it in.
Yeah, he was in the Armstrong program when he was younger, so I'm very familiar with him. Very nice young man and super quick. The guy's got some quickness that you don't see every day. Oh, they got...
Tried to go into Nicholson, triple team there though.
Yeah, they switched the screen and Quincy Snoddy ended up on him. And he did a good job of staying in front, and then other guys came to help.
Try to go to Nicholson. Vaughn punched that one out of there.
It's good defense there. Yeah, the best way, I think, is just not let him get the ball, because if Nicholson gets the ball, there's a good chance he's going to get fouled or score. So that's what Cooper's trying to do, it looks like.
Three off the inbound, no good, and Vaughn wins the race to the ball in the corner. Snoddy to Miller. Cooper needs to put together a little run here. They're down 10 right now. Been kind of
their offense is stalled, yeah.
There's Snoddy with a fantastic finish right there. Wow.
I thought he got fouled on that one too.
I agree. So an 8-point game.
Cooper getting physical right here.
Yeah, they're letting them play on both sides there, it looked like. Down to the corner.
Frick.
Another one for Frick. Wow, he
loves that corner too.
3 threes. And it goes in and out for Vaughn. Evans couldn't quite come up with it as he battled for the rebound.
Looked like an answer from Vaughn, but man, that was all the way in and bounced out.
Yeah, really, from our vantage point, it certainly seemed like it was going in. Down to the corner, Snoddy almost had a steal, then Vaughn knocked it away to Snoddy. Snoddy pushing it, driving it over. Oh, and a tough reverse try by Miller, no good. Snoddy tracks it down.
I think the energy Snoddy's bringing. He's competing really hard. He's going after loose balls and really wants to win the game. The rest of the Cooper guys got to kind of pick up on that intensity.
And Justice had that one blocked by Coleman.
There's good hands by Coleman. The guy put the ball right out in front of him, so he put his hand on it.
Cooper basketball down 11 with just over 2 to play here in this first half.
Chaska's done a better job of packing in the lane and not letting him get to the bucket.
Nicholson rebounding the Vaughn miss, and all alone underneath for the layup as Strazzani. Cooper did not get all the way back to the bucket.
Yeah, Chaska's a good passing team, and they've played some of the best talent in the state of Minnesota, so a little press is not really going to intimidate them. They're going to keep their head up and find the open guy if there is one.
Justice will shoot it up, no good. Nicholson looking to drive and finish. Looked like Vaughn grabbed him way out top, but he just kept on going and gets the layup.
I mean, someone's got to, I know it's hard, but someone's got to take a charge on him if he's going in that hard. It'd take a lot of courage to do so.
Justice. Pass fake and then knocks down the jumper there.
Justice.
But it seems like baskets have been a lot harder to come by for Cooper than they have been for Chaska. There's a drive and too strong with it as Leah.
Yeah, I think Chaska's doing it more with passing and, you know, getting double teamed and stuff and then finding an open man, where Cooper's trying to create on their own.
And speaking of creating, there's Jalen Justice from Jalen Miller gets the hoop, and Cooper hoping to build on that a little bit here. We're under a minute and near a half minute to go down this first half. They're down by 11. See if Chaska will hold for one, or Cooper might put enough pressure on them that they don't have an easy time of trying to do that.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try to do that, but it looks like they'll be able to.
See if Nicholson will make a dive to the hoop here and try and get something.
Yeah, you think maybe a high screen with him, or just get him the ball like that.
Couple seconds, pull-up jumper's going to be short, and we come to halftime here.
Good defense by Cooper there.
As Chaska will lead it here on the road, 39-28 at halftime there. As you said, Greg, it was, you know, stuck close for quite some time, and then Chaska kind of put that run, and Cooper started to have a little bit of difficulty getting hoops late in that first half too. So leading to the 11-point lead for Chaska here at halftime. And let's go over to Allie now with Coach Coleman.
Thanks, guys. Coach, at about the 8-minute mark, this game was still tied up, but you've been able to create some separation offensively. How have you been able to do that?
Yeah, I think just taking care of the basketball, not turning it over, and attacking. We want to attack the bucket, unlike what we did in the last possession there. So.
You've said that sometimes your team can play young when you have road games. How do you guys stay balanced in the second when you come back out?
Keep getting the ball to Cole Nicholson in the post and take care of the ball. And I think our young guys are playing well. Jack had a really good half shooting the ball, so keep it up.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach.
Thanks, Allie, and thanks, Coach Coleman, as Cooper trailing at 39-28 at halftime. We'll have first half highlights and hear from Coach Powell as well. You're watching Metro West Conference Boys Basketball on CCX.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
And welcome back here to Cooper. The Cooper Hawks trailing the Chaska Hawks 39-28 at halftime of this one. Along with Greg Miller, I'm Jay Wilcox. Take a look at some of our first half highlights from tonight's contest. As starting out with Cole Nicholson shooting a three. He's been a force inside, but that time knocking down the three. A nice dish that time as driving was Coleman and getting the layup from Katz. And then Nicholson, nice up and under and turns to the baseline to score there. He had 51, we said, the first time these teams played, and then attacks and scores off the glass there. And boy, this was kind of a surprise. Off the bench, Jack Frick knocking down 3 threes for Chaska. You see a battle for it there. Nicholson outletting, and they get the layup here for Kranos. And Vaughn able to drive and finish that time for Cooper. Nice pull-up for Jalen Justice. And then Justice attacking again with the floater. And Jalen Miller had a couple of nice hoops. That one including an and one situation, although he did miss the free throw. And nice steal here by Roderick Powell Jr. and able to finish it there. A look off for Justice, able to knock it down. And you see our first half scores. Nicholson had 15 for Chaska. Frick, we set off the bench with 9. The Jalens leading the way. Justice 11, Miller 6. Quincy Snoddy had 4 points for Cooper. Here's a look at how things are shaping up coming into tonight in the Metro West. St. Louis Park and Chaska tied up at 7-1, and Chanhassen right now in third, and you got Jefferson and Cooper. Cooper's got a makeup game against Jefferson coming up a couple days, so it's still a little bit to be decided there at, near the top. I mean, I don't think will probably really be decided till the final day, it looks like, this year. But
St. Louis Park beat Chaska.
Yeah, it's been good conference, as you said. Chaska was at least co-champ the first 3 years of the conference, and last year Cooper winning the title outright. And a look at the rankings in Class 4A is Hopkins at number 1, Prior Lake, who is in the same section with this Chaska team, in there at number 2. Park Center's obviously having a great year at number 3. And you got Eden Prairie, Chaska, Champlin Park, Wayzata, a couple more local teams from our part of town in the top 10. Going to be an interesting state tournament this year. We got a lot of pretty quality teams. I don't know that there's a clear-cut favorite. I mean, you have to like a lot of what the teams at the top have done, but I think you're capable of beating each other. Eastridge got a very good team as well, so going to be an entertaining battle in 4A and also, of course, in 3A as well, which Cooper is now in, and their section includes De La Salle, a team that beat Hopkins last week, so that's a tough road to get through.
Well, this top 10 right here, 4 of these teams are in Chaska's section. You got Eden Prairie and Shakopee as well, so that's going to be like a mini state tournament right there. Those are all really, really good teams. So it's going to be a fun state tournament, like you said. And I think the section games this year in a lot of these sections are going to be really exciting, and even the semi games that are going to be, just like state tournament games.
So we'll come back with more of our live coverage here of Cooper boys basketball on CCX as the Hawks trailing the Chaska Hawks by 11.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
And welcome back to Cooper as the Hawks trailing Chaska's Hawks by 11 points here as we get set for the second half of action. And let's go over to Allie now with Coach Powell.
All right, Coach, you had a game plan on containing Cole in this game. How well do you think you executed that in the first half?
I thought we did pretty good. He didn't get a whole lot of uncontested shots. We would try to be physical with him and get some pressure from the front and the back. So I thought they did a pretty good job on the first half.
What do you want to see out of this team in the second half that you didn't see in the first?
We got to pick up in pressure. We didn't pressure. We kind of let them be real comfortable on offense and left guys wide open. So we got to do a better job of rotating and getting guys in the right spots.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you, Allie, and thanks, Coach Powell. And they were playing relatively well for a while, and then just kind of hit that lull, it felt like. And sort of sometimes those things are sort of tied in together. You're not scoring the ball offensively, then it's a lot harder to really get in position to put any pressure on coming up the court, too.
Right. I've seen Coach Powell's teams play for quite a while, and one of their trademarks is unbelievable intensity and really getting up on their man, and that half would not be the standard that Bo would want. Some of his guys who are good on offense, they got to pick it up and start playing the Cooper way, which is to get all over you and make it very uncomfortable. So hopefully that's what they do this half. If they do that, then this should be a game.
Inbounded here to Powell, and we are underway in half number 2. Jalen Miller comes up to get it. Now back to Powell.
Same set they ran, and this guy drove last time right down that slot there.
Miller giving it up to Jalen Justice.
You could tell Miller on the one finish he did have, his ankle was, hurting him a little bit. You could tell he just kind of toughed it out.
Vaughn had it slip through his hands. He got it back and then just flipped the shot up quick, but wouldn't get it to go.
I like the fight he had going for that ball, but yeah, then he should have just kicked it out probably.
They dump it inside for Cole Nicholson, and he finishes in traffic. Boy, you can really see from, where our bench went up close how strong he is. It's almost like he invites contact and doesn't mind
like
it
a tight
and battles
end.
through it. Yeah.
And the guys are like quarterbacks, so they know they can just throw it up and he's going to go get it. But at the same time, Kranosen needs to be pressured more by Cooper. I mean, he just was able to kind of hold the ball over his head and throw it there. And you can't let him do that. You got to get on him and make him dribble. Make it hard to throw it inside.
I like the way Nicholson, too, isn't always looking for a call. He just plays. And if they call the foul, that's great. And if they don't, that might be okay, too. I mean, he knows he's a physical player, so he's not going to complain if somebody else is a little bit physical, too.
Yeah, I like that, too. He's got their whole team has good demeanor about them. And so does Cooper. And I like how Cooper, they're not arguing with the refs or anything like that. They're playing hard.
Inside it comes to Nicholson.
That's
and
a good double team.
Baseline double team came from Vaughn, but then knocked away. He gets it back. Snoddy then back to Vaughn. Cooper wants to capitalize when they are able to force that turnover, and no good. Vaughn the rebound though and scores.
There's a good hustle play by Cooper. They out-hustled Chaska on that one. Wasn't pretty, but they got the bucket.
But they're letting him play there. I think Powell really felt like he was fouled on that drive.
I did too.
Nicholson attacking here and then kicks it out. And the three-pointer is good for Leah for Chaska.
He's their second leading scorer, and he can really shoot it as well. That's what makes him so tough. They get the big guy in the middle, and then they all can shoot it.
Well, Coach Coleman said that too, that, yes, Cole is our top scorer and everything and our first option, but he is a very willing passer out of a double team.
He's got good vision, good guard skills. He'll probably have to play a three-man in college, I'm guessing.
Drive, attack, and finish. Leah able to get it to go. Wow, nice drive. And timeout taken here by Cooper. They trail it by 16.
Coach Bo can't be happy with that, but that guy is very athletic, Zach. He got to the bucket real hard with good explosion, good body control, avoided the charge.
And I think, not to make excuses for Cooper, but I think at times they're caught, they're being very aware of Nicholson. They're afraid to help because of that. And
I would agree
it's
with
left
that.
some driving lanes open for him.
Yeah, and that's what Chaska does. They're very complimentary how they play. And they're very unselfish, so they're a tough team to go against. I mean, this is a team that definitely can prepare them for sections. Cooper probably won't face a team this good in sections until they get to De La Salle. Is Brooklyn Center in that section? Or a different one? Coach Coleman used to be a coach at Edina. He was assistant there for quite a while. I was excited for him when he got the job at Chaska, and he's done a great job taking him to the state tournament. 2 times, I think. I'm not positive about that. Just once? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were state champs the year prior to him taking over, too. So, yeah, they've got I was looking some things up online, and they got a pretty rich basketball history. And I tell you what, they won their first conference title, 1926.
Wow.
That's even before you were a Robbinsdale Robin, I think, isn't it?
A little bit. Before my mom was. But when I was coaching in Lakeville, we were in the Minnesota Conference with Chaska, and they had some powerhouse teams. And Denny Welter is their coach. They ran their 1-3-1 zone, and the Pulowski brothers played on those teams, and they were murderers to go against.
Bankhead back in there for Cooper. Lost it on the way in, though. Kranos coming back the other way. and was fouled by Powell, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Everyone's got to know their role on the team, and I don't think that's Bankhead's role is to put the ball on the floor and just try to drive by his guy. His role is probably to rebound and set some screens, and, finish around the rim.
Free throw good by Connor Kranos there. He has 8 points, and you see it's been not quite the kind of night Bo Powell was hoping for so far anyway, 47-30. We're still early in the second half, but things not trending Cooper's way at the moment for sure.
Cooper's got to crank up the pressure, but to do that they got to score and get a run going where they get the crowd excited a little bit and get some turnovers.
Miller handing it off to Powell, and now Jalen Justice. He's going to stop and pop a three, no good. And rebound grab there by Leah for Chaska.
Quincy Snoddy's playing some good defense there.
And got his hands up to block that pass as well.
As Darren Zackley had to go left, and instead of going left, he chose to pass, and he got his hand on the ball. That's the kind of pressure everyone needs to do for Cooper if they want to get back in this game. This is another thing Chaska will do. I've seen them against teams that like to pressure. Let Cole bring the ball up and play point guard.
Snoddy knocked it away from him, and here comes Jalen Justice.
Like you said, he didn't complain there, and he probably got fouled on the arm, but he just got back on D, Nicholson.
And now we get a held ball. Oh, it looks like a timeout was granted to Chaska.
It looked like a football scrum there. Nicholson had guys bouncing off him and bouncing on top of him.
Yeah, officials huddling right now. Oh, it is going to be a jump ball. They say that they rule that not a clear possession before that timeout was granted. You see, Nicholson wasn't going to let go, and Bankhead wasn't going to stop pulling. And
that was clean play. Nothing wrong with that. Scrum like that, that's where a guy can kind of fall on a guy on purpose, or give him a little one in the ribs, and nothing like that happened, which is good. I wouldn't expect it to happen either. Coach Powell's teams always are good sports, as are Coach Coleman's.
So Chaska ball on the alternating possession. Nicholson driving it here and stops and pops a short little jumper. He has 19.
Not that Chaska needed this, but Cole Nicholson looks a little bit more motivated after that last play, that jump ball play.
Knocked away on the drive. It'll stay with Cooper. Get it into Bankhead. And going to be a travel.
Either a travel or a charge. And hard to knock Nicholson down, but there's a guy who can do it. Wonder, does he play football, do you know? I bet you he's good.
Chaska by 20 as Nicholson into the front court with it. Nicholson shot fake there. Now they'll kick it back over and he'll shoot it up. Too strong with that one, but Chaska able to get it back. And dump down low to Nicholson, and he finishes.
Smart play by Chaska. Kranos could have launched a three there, but he acted like he was gonna, and he got it inside where the bread is buttered.
Powell getting a screen here from Bankhead, and now Jalen Miller. Spinning, tough shot with the left hand, no good. And then we get a foul on Cooper after Coleman grabbed the rebound.
Coleman's a strong kid. He gets a lot of rebounds, especially for his size. And he's got good balance when he comes down with it. Very strong with the ball.
He'll check out, and Jack Frick, who was hot off the bench with 3 threes in that first half, coming in for Chaska.
3 sophomores and 3 juniors get a lot of playing time on this team. They're going to be a force for a few years.
Davion Evans coming back in, and Roderick Powell Jr. will check out here for Cooper.
Chaska is another example of why we probably need the 64-team tournament, in my opinion, in 4A. So maybe it'll happen. They a chance, I think it's going to happen in the next year or two.
Cooper basketball here after the turnover as Snoddy will walk it up court. Snoddy gets to the lane, but it spins off.
When Chaska gets a rebound, they do a really good job of not letting Cooper strip them. They're strong with the ball and they pivot.
And Chaska needs to use the timeout as Frick picked up his dribble and Evans was up pressuring him nicely there. Yeah, you have to really get that ingrained in you, I think, and practice it that way. Expect that somebody's going to reach at the ball. Rip it hard every time. You don't want to hear, "Coach, I didn't see him," or anything like that. You want to
expect
get to the point where you're doing that every time. You're ripping it through. Even if you're in the gym alone and you're shooting with somebody else, you go up there and attack the basketball.
Yeah, we even see that in college sometimes, and it doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while a guy just kind of gets lazy or complacent. Same with throwing the ball in bounds. I see that happen sometimes. You just get it, they scored on us again. And, you know, if you're a crafty guard, you can get a steal or two a game just on the guy inbounding.
Drives me nuts. I see the Gopher men's basketball team do that all the time.
They
just
do.
Grab it and kind of toss it in.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
Not good.
Yeah, those are little things because in a game or in practice, you don't, go that much full court. And so, but the coach has got to make sure when you do that, you emphasize that.
12 minutes to go here. Chaska's opened it up to a 22-point lead. Cole Nicholson's going to shoot up a three, and he hits. So he's stayed hot here in the second half. 24 points now. Maybe not quite going to get to 51, as Ellie said, but still having a pretty good night.
Yeah, he's a good player. They spread the floor that time. I've seen them do that earlier in the season where they go almost four corners and dare you to come out and then try to drive by.
Drive there, and it'll be free throws for Jalen Miller as he got down tight to the hoop there and draws the contact.
I thought that was pretty good D by Kranos. I don't know if the help side came and fouled.
Yeah, they got Frick for the foul. So
yeah, it's a decent contest.
And Cooper continues to struggle mightily at the free throw line here tonight. They've only had one make and 5 misses, so 1 out of 6. Vaughn checking back in. In and out with that free throw, so goes 0 for 2 at the line. And now the trailer is Nicholson, and he lost the handle as he was starting to gather himself, just never really
you know what he wanted to do there. He was going to throw that one down. He's an exceptional leaper as well, which we really haven't seen yet. It happens a lot with kids that they were going to get a dunk and they get too excited and bobble the ball off their knee.
Evans will stop and fire, and that's good for 3.
That was pretty. Good form.
Up and comer for the Hawks. The freshman gets his first bucket. Now Nicholson drives and kicks. Well, yeah, will knock down the 3.
Chaska's got a nice team, man. They're very skilled and they really shoot the rock.
Snoddy, a little crossover. Ooh, and he was fouled there. I don't think really meant to. He just kind of got in the way.
And Snoddy kind of threw his body into him, trying to get the foul.
So Snoddy will go to the line. That one might have landed pretty hard there, but it looks like he's all right to stay in. But the struggles continue at the line for the Hawks as Coleman comes back into the lineup here for Chaska. And second free throw good, so Snoddy getting 1 out of 2.
Chaska has multiple guys bring the ball up the floor. I don't know if they do it depending on matchup or just different people at different times.
Knocked away, and Evans up with it. Jalen Miller to the hoop, and wouldn't go. Nicholson rebounds and outlets.
Euro step. Good defense.
Justice rebounding it for Cooper. Pace picking up a little, knocked away there, but recovered by Jalen Miller. Quick trigger there by Justice, no good. Another board for Cole Nicholson.
Sometimes when you're way behind, you try to make it all up at once, or you know the game is lost and you start taking bad shots, because that wasn't the shot that Cooper wants. Even though they can make them, you know, they still want to play team ball, move it around, and get some attacks, and then kick out threes, not just launching threes.
Vaughn picking up the foul, and free throws here for Zach Leah for Chaska heading to the free throw line. And that one spins off.
It's contagious.
Strazanti coming into the lineup here for Chaska. Second one is good.
So I wonder when they'll take Cole Nicholson out. I'm guessing maybe an 8-minute mark.
Grabs the rebound here. Knocked away by Evans. It goes out of bounds, so it'll stay with Chaska. And Evans hustling there, knocked it away again.
I like how hard he's playing. That's good.
Now coming into the game from Cooper, number 1, Mark Powell.
See Powell coming back in, and Jalen Miller will check out.
Probably going to rest Miller's ankle, I'm guessing. At this point.
Lob here to Nicholson.
Nice pass.
Gets it open to an open shooter, Frick, but not able to make it this time. Justice driving, spinning, knocked away by Nicholson.
Wow, what a pass.
He'll whip it all the way down court.
Unbelievable.
And the layup rolls in for Strazani.
Falling down out of bounds. He had the vision to see him, and then the power to make a bullet pass the length of the court.
Vaughn, step back three here, and it's good. Vaughn, 7 points now. Knocked away on the drive. Powell trying to save it to Evans. Nicholson goes to the court. Jump ball will go Cooper's way.
You gotta love it when your leader is diving on the floor up 61-37 in the game. It seems like they're obviously going to win.
Also entering the game for Cooper, number 24, Dave Connors.
Another look at the strip and watch this outlet that Greg was talking about there.
Nice finish with the left hand too.
David Connors, number 24, is checked in. Another of those freshmen for Cooper.
Number 12 for Chaska is another sophomore, so it's the fourth sophomore to play in this game.
Vaughn, pull-up jumper there, won't go. Tip loose though to Evans. Snoddy lost it in traffic and then knocked it away again. He's getting a little ragged there. And we'll get a foul call as the pass was made.
Yeah, they're really packing it in. And when you try to drive and drive through people, usually you're not going to have good results when everyone's in the paint like that. You got to kick it out.
Well, I'm sorry, not a foul. Looks like it was a timeout granted. So timeout taken with 8:10 to go in the game. 61-37 lead here for Chaska.
Timeout Chaska, full timeout.
Cooper, as we said, a makeup game coming up Thursday as they'll host Jefferson.
There's games every night this week with all the snow outs and cold outs.
It's been an unusual year. We were talking to John Olfke, the Cooper athletic director, and boy, you kind of expect that in the spring. But in these winter sports like this, it's not that common. And we've had, there have been probably 3 or 4 nights where the vast majority of games have been, forced to be postponed in the various school districts around the Twin Cities. So
I can only remember that one other time, probably about 5 years ago, and we actually had to not play a game, last game of the season against Anoka, and we rescheduled like 3 games that year, missed like 7 days of school. But yeah, in 1 week period, this is really crazy. I teach in St. Paul now, and we had 5 days off in like 2 weeks. And we've had to go home early 4 times now so that the buses aren't going to be late. So it's been, they say we've doubled our normal snow total for the month of February. We're meteorologists now.
Well, as bad as the driving's been on some of these days, when you get out in it, you're kind of thinking, well, now I understand how they called off school. I mean, even if you wanted to go to these games, how long would it take to get there?
And it's dangerous. I drive to St. Paul every day from New Hope, and there's a lot of crashes.
Nicholson, nice rebound in traffic, and he finishes. Powell drives and kicks it back out to Snoddy. Number 20, Prince Apaya, now also into the game for Cooper. Snoddy looking to drive the ball. A little floater, no good. Evans gets there for the rebound, and he scores.
Nice rebound. Good hustle play. He makes a lot of hustle plays. I like how he plays. Chaska does a really nice job of moving that ball. Missed the layup, but that was really nice.
Snoddy coming back the other direction now for Cooper. Now Powell. Drive and dish. Snoddy whipping it across to Evans. He attacks. No good, but he's fouled.
Cooper's going with their young guys now. Figure, hey, you're down by 24 points. 6:47 to go. Let's see how these young guys can do.
That's his first personal. Team foul number 3.
Plus, you got a lot of games this week and rest some of your older players. Unfortunately, Hamlin, we played the Tommies and had a rough one, and our coach did the same thing second half, just rested them, and we ended up winning the game on Monday. Had fresh legs.
Davion Evans missing on that free throw.
Coming into the game for Chaska, number 32, Spencer Getz.
Getz will come back into the lineup here for Chaska.
Pretty sure Quincy Snoddy's the only senior out there right now. Freshmen and sophomores are the other 4 guys.
Evans gets the second free throw to go, so 63-40. Nicholson whipping it way across to the corner. Scoop layup.
Beautiful finish by Kranos.
And Powell lost the dribble, but then falling down, and let's see, what do you have?
Over and back.
Over and back, yeah. He just crossed the timeline there. Snoddy giving it over to Prince Apaya there. And round it comes to Powell. Knocked away on the entry pass. Cooper gets it back though. Snoddy's going to pull up from 16, won't go. Powell leaping in, got a piece of that rebound. Now Nicholson working his way out of there.
Broderick Paul Jr. is on Nicholson.
Got it over to Getz, but that one partially blocked. Snoddy around to Powell here. Evans turning the corner, drives in there, no good.
And not many second chance opportunities for Cooper either. Chaska's done a good job on the boards. They definitely have a size advantage, but it doesn't always mean that you're going to get the rebound.
Nice finish there by Snoddy. They tried to draw the charge, and and went with the flop when he missed him, but 65-42. Here's Gatz driving it. Open look for Kranos, and he will knock it down.
Kranos gave it look like finally made one, but I think he's 2 for 5 or 2 for 6.
Powell driving, nice finish.
Nice drive.
Coleman whipping it down low. Ball knocked away though, and a turnover forced. Here comes Powell. Powell, no, but he's fouled, and we'll head to the free throw line. Coleman picks up the foul. Keep in mind, he's been sick. Powell has, and he's just coming back tonight, and you can tell a couple times. I mean, it's hard to get your wind back when you're in kind of mid-season form, and then you have to sit with illness like that.
It is. I like that move that he did a Euro step, and instead of going over to the right side, over to the left side, he tried to finish from the right, albeit with his left hand, but he did a good job of drawing the body contact. He's definitely got a bright future. You can tell he's a coach's kid, smart player, very competitive. And he's been living in the gym, and a lot of stuff rubs off on you. A lot of good stuff that you see when you're growing up, and definitely helps you.
Nice dish, partially blocked on the layup try by Strazzani, and here come the Hawks.
Yeah, it was good hustle getting back by Cooper. They didn't just let him get a layup. It's happened a couple times now.
Snoddy is fouled from behind there as he got around Frick, and he will head to the free throw line. A pretty fancy pass here by young Mr. Powell there too to get it over to Snoddy.
Nice.
Free throw good there for Snoddy, and now has 8 points.
I'm glad to see Quincy's getting a chance to play. The transfer rules, he had to transfer, and then we were worried that he wasn't going to get to, but I was really hoping that he would, because he's a nice kid, and just sometimes you have to switch schools for whatever reason. I think the transfer rule is good overall, but sometimes the kid gets caught up in it,
Powell got a bit too much of the body there as he pressured Kranos.
Typically in the transfer rule, you have to sit out a year when you transfer, but like I said, sometimes it's no fault of your own, and you have to. And I don't know the situation, but just glad to see him out there getting to play.
Inbounded here to Nicholson.
It's only a 21-point game. I mean, I'd say only, but we were talking about this earlier, when you're the head coach of the team that's ahead, that doesn't seem like as big a lead as it does to the team that's behind. So that's always, when do you take your starters out,
Nicholson, the drive, and the layup is good.
Our coach Coleman, I think I would, I see he's got a couple. Those are regular rotation guys coming in, but.
Powell with the drive, no good. Baseline drive and then flipped over to Gatz.
Chaska's put on a clinic here. Shot fakes, drives, hitting the open man, getting layups.
And Snoddy, the miss there for Cooper, so Chaska will get it back. Cooper, you don't want to say, got close enough to really make them sweat, but when it got to 21, you're going, okay, but now obviously they're kind of running out of steam a little bit here too. Chip. Evans almost had it. Nicholson got it back though. And the layup good for Kranos.
And the thing you got to be concerned with if you're Chaska is you don't want one of your guys tweaking an ankle or something like that. And at the end of the game here,
Powell getting an easy 2 there.
I see Nicholson's brother's coming in. He's probably coming in for him. no shot clock here in high school. They can hold the ball all day if they want, if they don't come off pressure.
Neither team in the bonus yet either. They've really pretty much let them play tonight.
Yeah, I thought the officials did a really nice job. Just fairly ref. Both teams played through the physicalness and didn't really have a problem.
Getz kicks it back out. And a 3 knocked down from the corner by Struzzani.
These Chaska's kids must live in the gym because they can all shoot it.
Powell will head to the free throw line here as he keeps on attacking.
So it looks like the magic mark for Coach Coleman is under the 2-minute mark when you got a big lead. Mass substitutions here.
Yeah, Brady Nicholson coming in, the younger brother of Cole, of course. Also, Peyton Ayers, number 11. 24 is Mahad Fassel. 33, Mark Newman. And number 4 is Quincy Foss. Snoddy, a little crossover, blocked by Foss, but then Foss was out of bounds as he tried to save it.
That's good defense by Foss. You're coming off the bench cold, your legs are stiff, and you're going against one of the quickest guys around, and you defend him very well.
Jeffrey Cooper, number 13, coming in for Cooper. Not a bad name to have when you're playing for the Hawks.
No doubt.
Shot won't go. Nice rebound, and putback is good for David Connors.
And he really got up on that, long arms, and that was a really nice board.
Foss kicking it to Fassel and then back to Foss, and he gets it to go and was also fouled by Connors.
Foss is a team favorite. They really got up and cheered for him, the whole bench, when he scored that one.
And at this score and everything, you kind of don't want to call a foul there, but he landed on him hard enough that he sort of had to.
Yeah.
It was a good effort by Connors just trying to block that shot.
Still enough time for, if they don't call that, for other fouls to happen and it gets too rough.
Right. So an 80-51 lead here for Chaska as they're going to get the season sweep here of Cooper. Cooper swept Chaska last year, although all the other previous seasons Chaska had been the winner. A turnover there against the Hawks, Cooper Hawks anyway. And driving layup won't go that time for Ayers. Evans into the front court here. And doesn't look like Cooper is going to look to attack and score here either. Not that it matters that much either way at this point.
Yeah, you don't see that too much when you're behind. Makes sense. Well, this is one of those games when you're Coach Powell, you're just like, flush this game. Let's move on to the next game. We know we're a much better team than this, and give credit to Chaska. They're a darn good team.
So Chaska will win this one by a score of 80-51 here tonight to stay in at least a share of first place in the Metro West Conference. And Greg, that guy Nicholson didn't get 51 like we said, but he is impressive. You can see why he is a Division I recruit.
Definitely, especially when he stepped out and hit those threes, because he'll have to do that in college. But I just like his demeanor when he plays, like you said. You know, he doesn't complain to officials, and he's getting banged on quite a bit. He's just real strong, and he makes his teammates better. But the whole Chaska team is good. I mean, they got a lot of good players and good young players too. So.
And still time for Cooper to kind of get things turned around here late with as they battle back through the injuries and illness, but they will take one on the chin a little bit here tonight. Our final score is Chaska 80 and Cooper 51. For Greg Miller, Allie Alls, and all of our crew, MJ Wilcox, good night from Cooper High School.